Hi, Gillian. Hi, Jason. How are you? I'm Zal from the upcoming. Lovely to speak to you both. So, can you tell us what it was about this particular book that made you want to climb on board and play Raina and Moth?
I fell in love with the book. I thought it was extraordinary. I think it's an amazing story for this moment and this time. And it was a fantastic group of people who were coming together, particularly women coming together to make the film. And of course, Jason, the idea of doing it with Jason. Yeah, all of that.
I mean, I don't get to play wonderful people doing fabulous things when nature plays a mystical part in something glorious. So they are amazing people. They describe themselves as very ordinary. Well, certainly something extraordinary happened to them. And also, it works on it's a love story, but it's also a mystical story about nature. And it's got elements of social politics in it, and and it's real. So it doesn't have a structure like every other story we ever read with a beginning, middle, and end. Even when they're beautifully structured, we have a sense as audiences where it's going. And this is something that happened, and you can take something away from it, and it doesn't happen very often.
And what were some of the challenges of filming for yourselves on the coastal path? And did it kind of give you a different perspective on life as well once you'd finished filming?
Live. Well, when I was listening to the audiobook, it definitely affected my level of compassion for anyone who finds himself in that situation, who loses their home and their livelihood. And I hope it does the same for the audience too, and particularly today because of all the uncertainty. And it really does feel like any of us could find ourselves in that situation at any time. And so I can't remember what the second part of the question was. Why don't you do
The
that?
first part.
The challenges.
Was it difficult? We're shooting these extraordinary landscapes, and they were gorgeous when you got there in the morning, but you look up and you go, oh, we're going to have to walk up that 50 times. I had to walk up with one leg and one arm, but we both had big rucksacks. And then we remembered that they did it, and they hadn't slept, and they hadn't eaten, and they were being shunned by many people. So it led to slightly less complaining than we might have done normally.
And obviously, you both spent the day with Raina and Moth as well. So what was that like? And did it kind of help you shape the characters themselves a little bit more after meeting them?
Yeah, I mean, Jason, you spent many.
I spent a lot of time talking to Moth, being Moth. Yeah, of course. We meet the real person. Actually, I felt a heavier burden of responsibility. I've played real life people before. I know Gillian has as well. I've never played anyone really nice before. I've played some quite tricky and troubled people before, and I felt this not only to get his condition right and to be honest about it and share the vulnerabilities he shared with me, but he was a man enough to ask for help and be weak, which is difficult for him. But I got a sense from him how concerned he was that Ray should be okay and should worry less, and to keep her laughing when he was actually suicidal and depressed. So he was so extraordinarily generous to me about opening up and pulling the layers back and showing me who he really was, that it was incredibly helpful, but also felt like I felt a very keen burden of responsibility to get myself out of the way and try and tell his story.
But also, that people our age still are in love and have sex. That's good, right?
Sure.
Yeah.